Today's episode of Chat and Chew is sponsored by Be Positive Productions and Multimedia Studios, LLC. I like to think of imagination as something akin to a superpower. Used in the right context for good, it can help bolster our aspirations and propel us closer to our goals. We visualize the outcome of our accomplishments and work toward attaining said thing. However, when used to propagate untruths, reality can become distorted. We no longer know what's real and what's not. The more often we repeat something to ourselves, the more likely it is to become our truth, and the lines between perception and reality begin to blur. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. Please make sure you follow us on Facebook, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, hit the bell to activate notifications that will remind you when we're on. Please be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, greetings once again to our Chat and Chew weekly broadcast. Welcome aboard. We are very excited about this podcast. But before we get into that, I want to do some housekeeping. If you are on Facebook, just tune into our Facebook page, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that little button that subscribe that we are on the air, and for Instagram as well. So we're going to get right in it. Today we were talking about Father's Day, and I know this is probably a week after Father's Day. We had some technical difficulties with some scheduling conflicts, but I did not want to let this year pass without having a segment on fathers. We did one on mothers, and we have to do one on fathers. So I have in our studio today two people that I know very well, and one of them is a female, and one of them is a male. And we're going to ask them some questions about their father. But before we get into that, I'm going to ask each one of them to kind of introduce themselves and tell us who you are and who your father is. And ladies first, Ms. Latoya, I'm going to talk with you.
All right. Thanks for having me. My name is Latoya Mosley. My father is Bishop Harvey Spencer Sr. He has been my father for 38 years. Yeah. So I am the youngest of his 5 children.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm born and raised here in Raleigh. Yeah.
And you're married?
Yes, I am married to the great Xavier Mosley. Okay. We are a blended family, and we are hoping to start our own. Great.
Cool.
Of course.
And you, Mr. Eric, what's your name?
My name is Christopher Warren. My father is Glenwood Lee Warren. His son right here, this man, born and raised here, been here for quite some time now, and still on the journey to find out where I'm going to end up.
Great. All right. Well, we are happy to have both of you here. We had two people that did the same thing for Mother's Day, and so I'm going to ask you some questions, and we're going to just have a dialogue. I'm going to insert my father in there to some degree, but I wanted to talk, fatherhood is, both of you know, we Father Forever has been about empowering fathers for the last 15 years, and we've done some extensive work with your pastor, Bishop Spencer, one of my partners, that we do a lot of work together. We met several years ago when we connected together for many, many years, and he's done hosted some things at your church, at that church. Shout out to Bishop Spencer and his wife, Victoria, for our partnership that we have together. And to my oldest grandson, Christopher Warren, who now is getting ready to be accepted at a school.
Congratulations.
Partial scholarship, or is it?
Well, I haven't found out.
Okay, but scholarship, he was playing football. He did have a shoulder injury a few months ago and had to have an operation, but that's recovering now. He's trying to beats like his grandpa. He want to take me on sometimes, but I'm telling you, he ain't ready for that smoke.
Yeah, he's out.
But anyway, I want to start, with some question that I want to ask you both about your father, and this kind of in liberty. So, Victoria, we're gonna start with you first.
Okay.
Tell me about a time when you felt the most proud of your father. I didn't give you all.
Okay. You did not. This is not. But
On
that's fine.
purpose.
Yeah, that's
I wanted to
fine.
be-
Let's think. I would say a time I was most proud of my father was when he became bishop, because he's worked so hard in the church community, and to be honored like that, that was really most proud. That's probably my most proud moment.
Yeah. So, how did you feel that day? What did you?
I was happy. I was overjoyed, proud of him. And I was honored to be able to have the connection and just see people see the good that I see in him.
That you've been walking him do this
Right,
as long as you've been alive.
right.
Now they see him being honored, and that. How long ago this was?
So it was 2018, 2017, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Bishop Harvey Lee
Spencer, yes. So that's what I would say that I would be most proud of that. And but I'm proud of him every day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Christopher, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Tell me about the time you were most proud of your father.
I would say, well, I'll start with saying that I'm proud of my father every day. To see him growing how he's grown, to see him doing the things that he wants to do in life, it makes me feel like I have something to grow into. But the most proud I've been is when he got his own shop. That's something I know that he's wanted to do for a while. And when he did it, it made me feel a certain way, because I know that's something he's wanted to do. Wow. And I was one of the first people to know. So when it came to that, for him to give me some information like that
That he had give nobody else.
that he hasn't given anybody else, it's always a pleasure.
That special bond.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good. Yeah.
What type of shop?
He's a barber.
Barber. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's been cutting her for
I don't know. I can't tell you.
15,
I've been there.
20 years. Oh no,
Yeah.
20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, he's got a shop actually in the back of our shop here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. All right. So, the next question is, I'll start with you, Chris. What are some good qualities you admire most in your father?
Number one is work ethic.
His work ethic.
His work ethic. That's where I get my work ethic from. He tells me to do a lot of things. Sometimes I might not want to do them, but that was builds my work ethic.
Right.
And for him to put me in those positions where he'll know I succeed, it makes me feel like that he knows that I can do it.
Right.
And that's what you need in a father. You need to have somebody to guide you and make you feel like you can do it.
Right. Yeah. Well, he developed some of that work ethic from me, obviously. Also,
He said, "Give me my problem."
yeah, give me my father. But also from my father, but
Yeah.
your my grandfather.
Yes.
And he'll tell you the stories. I'm sure you've heard the stories.
Heard long the time. Yeah.
At the table, how during the summertime, when I was a singer for her, I was sending my 3 kids, to him and his sister and Dr. Anthony, down to my father's house,
Okay.
and which was in a farm in the boonies where they had pigs and
Okay.
goats, and cows, and all kind of crop and stuff. And they would be down there they'd be out for a summer, and they'd be down there like 2 months. And they, still come relaxing instead of home and playing bingo and all the stuff that they was going. They are down working, and they would try to call me to come pick them up. And my father was like, "No, they fine." And so they inherited a lot of my grandfather's work ethic at a very, very, very young age.
Yes, sir.
Was transferred over, then, I did the same thing with them as well. But, that kind of started for them way, way back in the day. And so my father was 4th grade education, but he worked 2 jobs most of my adult life to make sure that my mom was a stay-at-home mom and, could be able to take care of us while he was working and doing the things that he needed to do to to provide for his family. So those ethics, work ethics, run deep into the soul of the Warren family. So
Okay.
yeah, right. So did I ask you this?
You did not?
I'm gonna ask you the same question. What are some of the qualities you admire most about your father?
Honestly, he's long suffering. My father, some people might think it's a fault, but he will spend the time and he will give people grace. When others would throw them away, he'll stick with it. Okay. Another quality of his that I really admire is he does not see no. He doesn't hear no. He's just going to go for it. He's dogmatic in anything that he wants to do and anything he wants to achieve. So he started our church at 50. So he's now, I was his age, but he got a lot of doors shut in his face, but that didn't stop him. That didn't stop him. And that's where I get it from. You're not going to tell me no. There's no, it's not no. It's just, we'll find another way. And he has that. He will, yeah.
Now, incidents where him and I had a partnership together, and we were trying to rent out the building, and we didn't have the money to meet our obligation that we were supposed to pay him a certain amount of money. We didn't have the money. We short came, but he didn't get mad with us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, we worked together.
And most people, that would have been the end of a relationship. And it wasn't. That's not him. He just has he believes everybody's human and no one's without fault. And he will stick to you. He will stick with it through you.
Yeah, and to now, whenever your bishop called me, if they're glad if you do something, there's a few people in my life, when they call me to do something, I stop what I'm doing.
Okay.
He's one of those
people. Okay.
His integrity, his character is phenomenal. His word is and he loves people.
He does.
Most importantly, he loves God.
Yes.
That's the thing, and you can see that in his walk, in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, every day.
Right. Absolutely.
All right, so the next one is, how would you describe, Christopher, your relationship with your dad?
My relationship with my dad has always been strong. It's been times where it's fallen, but it's always those times where we get it back together. And that's the relationship that you have to have with your father. You always have to, at the end of the day, you always have to come back together. And that's what me and my father have done multiple times. He's always been the person that I could go to. He's always been the person that I've talked to. And sometimes it might be something that I might not want to say to somebody else, but when it comes to him, I will feel comfortable talking to him about it. Right. Because he will keep it, he will put it in a way where I will understand it and how he is taught it.
Right. So I'm going to put you on the spot, but I am going to put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. What was one of those times that y'all had a collision, if you will?
All right. The most recent time was when, I'm a teenager. I've done teenage things. It's just things that my father didn't agree with, and those would have been the times we bumped heads, and I had to understand why, and I had to understand why he felt the way he felt, and I had to understand why it was put out that way.
Yeah. And how do you respond to the disciplinary action that he put on you if he did it?
I just had to take it. It wasn't really something I could respond to. It was what happened. It was that I had to deal with it. I had to take it to the chin and grow from it.
Cool.
Okay. Yes. So my brother's probably one of my best friends. We have a really close relationship, talk daily. He, again, is one of my favorite people. We have a relationship that we can be friends and honest with each other. I can talk to him about really anything, and he'll tell me the truth. Like, even when it's not something I want to hear, I can always go to him for sound advice. We always talk and collaborate daily just on how we can just progress and make life better. So we have a very close relationship, and we two argue all the time. All the time. So, but it's not when you have genuine love and a genuine, and it's not necessarily, it's unconditional. You can be yourself, unauthentic, just authentically, and just say whatever it is you need to say, and we move past it. We don't hold on to it don't hold any grudges. It's just we need to be honest. If anybody can, I need him to be honest with me, and I'm honest with him as well. And I would like to add a time that we have when we have our most, I guess, bumping heads. It would be a time when I told you he was long suffering, and I can see people from a mile away.
You call a spade a spade.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yes. And because I will say that a lot of times he's right to show people grace and those things, but that's the time we have the most bumping of heads is when I tell him to leave people alone.
And sometimes in the conflict you guys have, you don't always win those conflicts.
Absolutely never.
I can tell. I don't know you very well. What I know of you, just like if you believe something sincerely,
Yes.
you're going to stand up for it.
Mhm. But I got that from him because so we will argue for hours.
Wow.
And then, but it's not but it's always, it's all love.
Back and forth.
Yeah. But we can debate. We love to debate.
Yeah. There's one thing about parenting is to be able to teach our children critical thinking,
Right.
to be able to make an argument,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a word.
Right.
When you look at arguments, sometimes you think it's a negative. To be able to bring your point across, and I got a point, you got a point, and together we can figure out the answer. Compromising is not always, it's okay, but when you win and I win, that's better than compliment. That's
Right. Right.
what Stephen Covey talked about, the 7 habits of highly affected people. He talked, one of the habits was win-win. We both win. Compromise is okay, but that's not the top. The top is we come up with a solution that we both are not giving up anything.
Right.
We both are winning.
Correct.
And together we make it even bigger.
Yeah.
And so that's what we have to teach our kids when it comes down to critical thinking. And when you look at the life of Paul and his mentor, Gilead, which he really taught him, he was one of the people in the Sanhedrin, Pharisees, that Paul came under his tutelage, and he was a very critical thinker. And, he stood up for a lot of things and taught very well. And Paul got that teaching for him. And you can see in the New Testament when Paul stood up and made his argument of been justified by faith. Those things that he debated, the people, came back and debated, that Paul made those arguments and those all through the New Testament. And he got those foundations from his mentor, Mr. Gilead. I mean, he really, because he was taught how to be a critical thinker. And I think sometimes fathers bring that to the table. I'm not saying mom don't do that either.
Right.
But sometimes fathers, we bring that critical thinking to, and we have to keep our kids how to do that and make their point.
Right.
But it's sometimes you say, okay, your point is valid, but I need for you to hear my point, and we can do it respectively.
Right. And that was what I was going to add is it's a respectful conversation. We have opposing views, but you take emotion out of it. He's taught me how to take emotion out of it and deal with the facts of the situation and the matter. And that's how he always tells me how you deal, the way you handle a matter is where you'll find good. Right. So it's, just be positive and, respectful of one another, but you can have different opinions and the world's still going to go around.
Right. One of the conflicts that I had with my father at a young age, I'm 16, 17 years old, and I wanted to go somewhere and do something, and my father told me no.
Okay.
And so I'm mad and angry, and actually I go out the back steps and run down to try to call myself running away. Didn't get very far, that. I don't know how he found me, but what got me came back to the house, and my mama kind of saved my life that night, because he was going to break me.
He was going to end it.
He's going to end it. But out of that, our relationship kind of started all over again. And I remember one particular time I wanted to go somewhere, and my father said no. I didn't get mad that time. I didn't blow up. I learned my lesson the first time. And I just accepted I wasn't happy, but I accepted the consequences. And the people that I was going with wasn't bad people. It was my friends. We never get into trouble. I didn't understand why he said no. So at that particular night, those two friends of mine went to a store, all the way to the store. Another gentleman that was much older than they were, they stopped and picked him up.
Good.
This guy had a criminal record. Maybe they didn't know that, but they went to the store. He went inside the store and robbed the store, came back out and got in their car, drove off. About 30 minutes later, the cops surrounded the car all of them went to jail.
Yeah.
Had I been in that car
And you would have been a
that day, I would have been in jail.
Mm.
And their life, it changed their life forever. One guy died in prison
Oh, wow.
and he got stabbed. And the other guy got out about 15 years ago, but he spent 15 years of his life in prison. And those are the kind of things that we need fathers to be able to say, no. And mom as well. I'm not taking away from your mom, because there's a whole lot of single women out there that, you know, you better not mess with them and their kids, because they're going to get you straight. So I'm not saying mothers can't do that at all. But fathers need to be there for that reason, to show our kids how to be critical thinkers. All right, so what are we on? So, Latoya, I'll take with you. What are some of your favorite memories of your father?
Sure. Okay, good question. We have a lot of good memories. I guess one of my all-time favorites is when I was in kindergarten and Arnold Schwarzenegger, he came to my school, A.B. Combs. And yeah, he did. He came to my school and he saw my dad and he said, big man. And I thought that was the best thing ever.
Wow.
Yes. So that
Honestly, he's a big man.
yeah, he's a big man. Yeah, big man.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was probably like one of my all-time favorites. Let's see.
Cool.
It's always a good time. We talk and laugh every day. So I guess times when we're having fun would be probably my favorite memories.
Y'all close-knit family.
Yeah, we are. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Christopher.
So many to think of. I would have to say the one that came to my head first was when I was younger. He took me to the Miami Heat versus Charlotte game.
Yeah,
Oh.
I remember that.
And that's been stuck in my head. I seen the hat the other day. I look at the Facebook pictures. That was one of my favorite memories. The highlight, yeah.
Wow. That your dad took you to that.
Yeah.
And what's one of the things we try to do with fathers and fathers?
Mm-hmm.
And it's to get to an organization like that to donate tickets, and which include the getting up there.
Okay.
To be able to, a father who's struggling, he will never be able to take his kid to a Charlotte game. But the fact that somebody gave him some tickets, and now he could take his son to that Charlotte game, and for that memory to be there, you can't buy memory, and once they're there, they don't go away.
Right.
Unfortunately, bad memories don't go away either.
Right.
But good, those are the things sometimes that really, inspire you to do things well, and those are memories that makes you bond closer with your loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so who is it, you? Yes. So, how does your father inspire you in your everyday life?
He just always leading me in the right path. Like he tells me what I need to do and tells me how to do it, so I can be the one who does it the right way. And with my dad, it's always he tells me, and then he lets me figure it out on my own. But and that's why I'm becoming the man I am, because he's always put me in the right position to succeed. And if I didn't succeed, it would be my fault.
It wasn't because nothing.
It wasn't because anything he did. It was because of my fault, and I had to take that and build myself back up to do it the right way.
Right. Yep. So we tell the guys all the time, there's a difference between the way a father parent and the way a mother parent.
Right.
Not to say one is right and one is wrong. It's just different.
Mm-hmm.
We men, we women. And sometimes we get an illustration where the kid is trying to touch the stove, and the mom is jumping up and says, "Don't stop, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it." And sometimes fathers are like,
Yeah. Yes.
and then what's that?
Right. Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
we tell the guys all the time, the best parent is both parents.
Right.
Because they need both of that. They need that nurturing, but they also need that tough love figure. Again, not to say mom don't do it, because my mom beat my butt more than my dad.
Right.
So those are the things that we because we parent differently, sometimes we need those things. So same question to you, which
Can you say it again?
how does your father inspire you in your everyday life?
Okay, so he is an inspiration, but really though, to get up and go. He always believes in working. You, whether it's in running your own business or you have to be productive. Like, it's nothing to just, you can't just lay around and sit around and just expect life to happen, because it will happen to you. But you have to get up and make things happen. Right. That's how he inspires me and then just push through. You just can't give up, because life is hard. Yeah. Things happen. Everybody has their own respective issues, but you just have to continue to push through.
So your father's a business owner?
Yes.
And has his most amount of
yes, he
all his business to pastor.
Mm-hmm.
But which inspired you to
start my own business. Yes, it did. It was a really integral thing, and I just saw how he worked. He has a great work ethic, and he is always innovative and trying to figure out different ways to do things, and that kind of, I just really picked that up from him, and no fear. He has no fear of asking for what he wants. And again, we don't hear the word no. We just hear, we ought to find another way.
It's amazing, and I won't get into the details, but the amazing story that he told me about when y'all purchasing
the build. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know if I can say it. Yeah.
How creative financing that he did
to get it. Yeah.
But it was very creative, and they accepted it.
Correct. If it's just like, what? Most people would have laughed him out of the building.
Right.
But he just, you ask for what you want.
And they gave it to him.
They did.
Y'all in that building now because of his
faith. Honestly, yeah. Yes.
And the ingenuity and how God gave him that strategy
to do it,
to prevent it to do, and how they gave him favor.
Yes.
Every time I hear that story, I get blown out.
It's an amazing story. It is an amazing story, and we have people tour the building all the time, and they're like, how did you get this?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he had a plan. Now I supported him through through everything, but he had that plan. It was his vision. God gave it to him, and we were just helpers of helping it come to pass.
Yeah, wow, this is so good, y'all. We got 2 more minutes. Wow, this is okay. Good. I think I'm gonna start with you. What do you think your father appreciate most about you?
What I think my father appreciates most about me is that I've never been the person to give up, and when I say that, I can go to one category, and that's when it came to sports. It's been times where certain coaches wanted me to switch positions because I wasn't performing where I needed to be at the position I was at. And me, the person I am and the person my father has made me, I was like, I can do this. Like, I just have to work harder. It's nothing more for me to do, and that's what I did.
Right.
That next season, the next 2 seasons, I built it up that if I worked hard enough that I needed to work and got to where I needed to be to get to where I am now.
Wow. As opposed to, you know what,
I'm just going to throw it away and go to a whole new position.
Because it's hard.
It's hard.
Right.
It's hard. And my position, I play running back. It's like, you always have to, there's no stopping when you play running back. You always have to go at it. And I'm that person that's just going to go at it.
Because everybody wants to be a running back.
Everybody wants to be a running back. And sometimes it's just not for everybody.
Right. Cool. All right. Miss Latoya? What was the question? Oh yeah. Yeah. What do you think your father appreciate most about you?
I should have been thinking about that. I think he most appreciates that I'm there. Like he can count. He can depend on me. He absolutely can depend on me. Just like you said earlier, he calls, has a request, it's going to be answered. If it's in my ability to do it, I'm going to assist in whatever way that I can. So I would think my dependability would be what he would most admire.
The father have his daughter at his right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I always try to make him look good.
You got to make him look good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, if you could change one thing, I'm going to start with you again, Latoya. One thing about your relationship with your father, what would that be?
Nothing.
You good?
I mean, honestly, nothing. I love our genuine relationship, and when I'm not exaggerating when I say we are friends, right? Now it took a while to get there, but we're friends, and I wouldn't change a thing about our relationship, and that's just honest.
Cool.
Well, I would say that it doesn't have to end, but we all got to pass away.
Oh, yeah.
But that would be it.
Yeah. That's the sad thing about that.
Yeah.
When they have to, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. We've always been on the same page, and when we weren't on the same page, it's because he was a page ahead of me, and I had to catch up. And that's all it was.
Right. All right. So we kind of come into a hard close. But before we do, I want to give you both the opportunity to look into that camera right there and tell your father, do a shout out. Loving shout out again, tell him how much you care about it, how much you love him, and how in your own words and how proud you are of him. Ladies first.
Harvey Lee, Bishop. I love you so much. I am very proud of you. I am honored to be able to tell the world how great of a father you are to me, and I appreciate you, and I'm just excited for what the future holds for you. And I love you. Hey, Mom.
Okay. All right, Chris.
G, yeah. My guy, my right hand man, my twin. I want to thank you for everything you've done. I want to thank you for everything you continue to do. I'm proud that you're doing what you want to do in life, and you're getting to where you want to get. And I'm glad that I've been on this journey with you, and I want to continue to stay on that journey. And who knows where we'll end up. I love you, and I'm always going to be there for you.
Y'all gonna make me cry. Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. And, to sum up this segment, I want to say to the fathers as well as the children, during this Father's Day could be every day like Mother's Day. To the kids, I want to say to the children, honor your father, honor your mother, but respect them in every way that you can. And to the fathers, I want to say to support your kids, those you live with and those you don't. Make a way to be able to get along with the child's mother if you're not together, that you be able to support your child and be there for them and give them the thing that they need to be successful in life. Don't let them say, my father was a rolling stone.
Right.
Let that not be said about you as a father, that you didn't give your kids the tools to be successful in life. And to the kids, I'll say, honor your mother, your father. And I just want to encourage everyone, Facebook friends, all of our YouTube friends, to again reach out to Father's Day and love on your fathers and be there for them and help to support them and whatever they decided to do in life. And we just want to say, sign off, and we want to wish. I know Father's Day is over, but again, I want to wish all the fathers a happy Father's Day. And until we meet again, I'll say so long. Here's 3 ways you can support our Dads at a Distance initiative. Give a copy to a family member, a friend.
Good.
Donate monthly, a book monthly, 5 books monthly, how many books you want to do monthly donation. Reverse book signing, your church, your business. You can make a donation go to our website at www.afatherforever.com and go to our PayPal at Fathers Forever. Our Cash App is $Fathers Forever. Make your donation today. Please include in the note section, include DAAD. Again, include in the note section DAAD.
If you or someone you know would like to be a part of the show, please visit our website at www.afatherforever.com or call us at 919-779-9905. The Chat and Chew podcast streams Thursdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. To schedule a reverse book signing or to find out more information about how you can become a part of the programs you've heard us mention today, please be sure to stop by our website as well.
Hello, everyone. This is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families.